What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Strength Solutions Podcast. New opening because I can sing now. All right, guys, we're on Apple and Spotify. You can rate and review us. Check us out on YouTube. Leave a comment down below. This is my jam. Also, our website, strengthsolutionspodcast.com. We have free blogs, free guides, and programs for purchase. Also, if you're looking for an event in San Antonio, we have free events on there as well. Then strengthsolutionspodcast@gmail.com for future fitness questions you want to ask us. Strength Solutions Podcast on TikTok, Instagram, and Facebook. I'm Strength Solutions Edwin.
I'm Strength Solutions Nathaniel.
Tick, 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 tick.
Let's get it. I wish I could do some DJ shit on this thing. There's buttons and stuff.
That's a whole skill.
It really is a skill, isn't it?
Dude, okay, so before we go into fitness topics, I was talking to, I forgot who it was, but we're like, there's certain DJs out there that give DJs a bad name because people are actually really good at the skill set, right?
Yeah.
Just like in personal training, it's like certain personal trainers give other personal trainers a bad rap. And it's crazy. In certain professions, it's like seen like that. But like when you go to a doctor, all doctors are good, right?
Yeah.
It's not seen as like one doctor ruins the other doctor typically.
It is funny,
it's starting to get there though with social media.
You're right. In some cases, it's like, and I wonder why it is like that too, right? With like personal training, it's like, oh, I had a bad personal trainer, so all of them are bad, you know? Or, oh, you know, like you said, DJs or whatever. And it's never like, it's never the opposite, right? It's never like, oh, well, I had a really good personal trainer, so they all must be good, right? It's always like you're skeptical and weird, and it's like, I don't know. I guess it's just a name.
Or I've tried different things. Also, like some people are just not honest that they can't help you.
Yeah.
You know, and I think that's a big part of it.
Yeah, I was having a conversation with a client this morning, and we were talking about, he was like, do you ever, he was like, what do you do like for your workouts and stuff? And I was like, you know, I'll do this, that, whatever. And he was like, do you ever think about getting a personal trainer? And I was like, no, honestly, yeah. I was like, I have straight up thought like, man, why don't I just pay someone to do it?
It's a lot to think about.
Yeah. And I was like, you know, part of me is like, it may not be like the best experience, or it's more like, I just know I should just do it.
I'll do it for you.
Yeah. He was like, Edwin's never just like, oh, I'll just write you a program and you do this, that, whatever. And I was like, you know, like we'll work out together. And if one of us asks like, hey, can you take a look at this? And then, you know, we'll point out like, oh, you should try working on that or whatever. But I was like, you know, I've never done that. But I think when I'm like 50, I'm going to just be like, fuck it. I'm just going to get a personal trainer. Yeah.
No, because there's a lot of pressure. Even when I go with my wife, and sister-in-law to work out on Sundays, I have to like think of the exercises.
Yeah, dude.
I don't want to think about it.
Yeah.
Like, that's why I don't work out.
Because
they expect you to lead.
I tell every time I go out to work out with someone, I'm just like, whatever you're going to do today, I'll just do it. And they're like, well, are you sure? And I'm like, I don't care.
I don't think that people realize like, it sounds cool. Personal training sounds like a business. Like, oh, dude, you just get to spend time with people.
Just badass, yeah. Which it is, right? It is.
Yeah, but you're like an hour focus. Like the client that I just have.
Yeah.
I'm just like, I don't want you to fall.
Right. Yeah. And you're looking at every single little thing they're doing, and you're thinking about it, and it's exhausting.
Or you have somebody who comes in negative emotionally, and you're just like, that is a lot to take in.
Yeah. I was telling the same guy today, I was like, you know, in personal training, and I imagine other fields too, like just like service fields in general, some more than others, I would imagine. But I was like, I can't have a bad day. I can't walk in here and be like, hey, what's up, guys? You know, stuff is really hard right now. Like for some people, I'm, you know, hopefully like the most exciting, you know, uplifting part of their day. Like they come in here, you know, to be positive and feel better. And yeah, one of my clients was like, yeah, man, if you were like, you know, not fun or something, I already don't want to be here, you know? And he was like, I don't want to come in. And then now you're like Debbie Downer. And now I'm like, well, now I really don't want to be here, you know? And I was like, yeah, dude, I can't, not that I'm ever going through like some crazy shit or something, but like, even when I am.
But there's people, you have bad days. You just can't show it.
Yeah. It's like, okay, as soon as this guy's gone, cool, I can be, you know, sad as whatever.
You gotta like mope a little.
And then I come back and you just smile and it's good to go, man.
What up, homie?
Yeah, for real.
All right, now on to the actual fitness topic that I wanted. I didn't write on there because I was like, I needed to think, and I went for a walk earlier, and I was thinking about the topic that I really want to go over. And what I really want to go over is this concept of the holidays, and you're going to get a lot of stuff on social media or people promising you a lot, 60-day challenges, 90-day challenge, 30-day challenge, and fitness does not work like that.
Never, ever.
It's a long term. So somebody's going to be like, oh, you're in pain. Let me fix it. And you're going to see all these ads. I can fix your pain. It all takes time. And the reason I'm going over this is there's times I get people who come in here for an assessment and they're like, I just need you to alter 1 or 2 exercises that I'm already doing. And I'm like, that's not how fitness really works.
Yeah. I think some people do kind of see this as like a tune-up. You know, they're like, I'll just do 3 sessions and I'll be good to go. You know, and it's okay, sure. You know, fine. If that's what you want to do with the time that you have here, that's okay. But I think us as trainers, it almost takes me aback. Like, I'm like, oh, you don't, you know, like you're not trying to do this, not forever or whatever, but it's like, you're not, I guess, like, where's the goal? What's the end goal here? What are you trying to actually get done?
And if you want to change takes
right. Then 3 sessions or, you know, why did you come in here for an assessment if you just wanted me to like alter your program or something? Like, I don't know, maybe that's something that like I could be clear on. Like, hey, if that's just what you want, just send me your workout, you know, pay me whatever, and then I'll tweak it here and there and then let you go off. But some people I think do honestly see it though as just like, oh, after 3 I'm good. I got all the information I need and I can go.
But even when you're tweaking someone's workout, I know nothing about you.
Yeah.
And then 2, how are you lifting? Like that. Yeah. Lifting consistently.
I guess at the end of the day, you're right. That's what it is. It's like you come in here and you tell me that, and I'm just like, there's absolutely nothing I can do for you. Like, go look at ChatGPT, literally. Like, go to YouTube or something, because you're going to get, you know, whatever you need from that. Because I just don't know how I'm going to actually do anything for you.
So there's been people who are like, go and chat GPT to fix pain and and it'll tell you what exercises to do, but it doesn't tell you how to do the exercises. And the people who I've always seen do really good and like fix the pain, they're like people who are already into fitness, so they know how to manipulate their body.
They just needed the quick, that's what I needed to do. Yeah. Because I've used it for the same thing too. Like, you know,
how to grow my penis a little bit more.
It says you're shit out of luck. Sorry. Die. But yeah, I've looked at it for certain things, and you know, it's kind of one of those things where I'm like, oh, I forgot about that one. You know, I should be doing that one more. But I can imagine that if you were, you know, just someone who was looking for information, never worked out before, has never really dealt with any of this, you're gonna get all that stuff and just be like, okay, like now what do I do with all this information?
Yeah, and then you're gonna have 2 types of people to listen to about nutrition in the holidays, right? And you're also going to get people telling you, make sure you plan out your food, like it's just one day. Thanksgiving is 1 day out of 365 days. And this is where thinking short-term versus long-term makes a huge difference. 1 out of 365 days is not going to make a difference.
Yeah.
Christmas and Christmas Eve, 3 days. It's the accumulation of days that you ate poorly. It's not these 3 days.
Yeah. And even, you know, in the past, Jordan Syatt used to really preach like the 80-20 rule. And I do like that rule, you know, and it's like,
whoa, 100 all the time.
Yeah, only 100. But if you break that, I break it down into like weeks of the year, right? So 80% of the weeks of the year is like 40 weeks.
Wrong.
And 12 weeks would be the other 20. So like technically, right? Like just based on numbers, 1 week a month, you could totally just be like, I'm just going to kind of have fun and like still most likely probably get around your goal. Now, obviously on those weeks, it's not just like, you know, screw it and I'm just going to do whatever. But if you break that down into like holiday seasons or things like that, it's like, that's probably about it, you know? So if you do really well on the other days of the week, or, hey, okay, after the weekend of Thanksgiving, I'm just going to go back to doing stuff until Christmas, dude, like you're going to be fine, you know, like don't sweat it that much.
Yeah. And, you know, I think a lot of times the problem with the holidays, it's not these days, it's the accumulation of days in a row. So holiday parties, night events that you're not sleeping afterwards and then going to work the next day. So your sleep is not there. And we talked about it, like your sleep could change your hormone level, which changes how you absorb food, whether it goes to the fat or build muscle. These are like compounding things over time. And it's because you start in November, or technically Halloween.
Yeah.
So you're doing 2 months of straight, like not eating well, not sleeping well, not moving well.
Yeah.
You stop working out consistently. And then you think, oh, it was because of Christmas and Thanksgiving. It's not those holidays.
Right. And I also try and tell my clients too, like, you need to learn how to say no. Because I think everybody thinks I have to go to every Friendsgiving. I got to go to every work event. I got to go to every family Thanksgiving that's happening. You know, I got to do this, got to do that. And it's like, no, you don't. Choose a few right through the year. Because obviously, this, we talk a lot about like the social aspect and spending time with family and stuff is very important. But it doesn't mean you have to say yes to everything. And it doesn't mean that when you're there, you got to eat like crazy. You can maybe you do go to all of them, but some of them you take it easy. Other ones you have a little more fun, but it's all just about managing it.
Yeah. I just think your boy Rob is onto something if you really want 6-pack abs.
Oh, yeah.
Send me to Rob.
I love this man. Yeah, he's a great director and also just a good actor and funny guy. Rob McKinley, I think is how you pronounce his last name.
Always Sunny in Philadelphia.
Always Sunny in Philadelphia is probably where most people will know him from. He's also directed a few films and stuff. But there's a bit, right, that happens in one of the seasons of Always Sunny where he gets absolutely shredded, like jacked to hell for like a joke. Like he had to be that jacked to like make a joke from another season happen. So talk about it being your job, right? Yeah, like he had to make this happen or else the show wasn't going to work. And so he got absolutely jacked from being just like normal dude to being, like Greek god levels. And I've seen a lot of interviews with him, but he was talking recently about how he did it, right? And he was like, it's super easy. Let me just give you the steps. He was like, number one, if you have a 9-to-5 job, quit that. Okay, you don't have that job anymore. It's like, you have friends, family, anything like that, you're not going to see them. Leave them alone. If you like alcohol, no, you don't. You don't anymore. You work out, 3 times a day.
You call up your trainer.
Yep, you call up your trainer all the time.
And he's what was he? An actor's trainer, right? Like
yeah. Trainer? You're a celebrity trainer, right? Yeah. I remember I saw.
Then you have a chef.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. He's like, you need a professional chef. And obviously he's being a little tongue in cheek about it. Right. But
all you're going to eat is chicken breast.
Yeah. You don't like food anymore. It all sucks. But I don't think people realize that what he's saying kind of isn't a joke, man. Like
there's some truth to it. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, I'm just being funny.
Yeah.
The truth is I've been a low body percent fat. You're almost eating, for most people, because the way your day set up and you have a 9-to-5 is you're eating the same thing almost every day.
Yeah.
And we've talked about it. Like we've seen people give nutrition plans. It's like, I'm eating the same thing every day. I was like, that's what works pretty much because you're controlling your calories.
Yeah. It's funny. The things that work are the most boring, right? It's the same thing when people are like, oh, I want to get really strong. And you're like, well, here's your program for the next 10 weeks. Like it's the same thing over and over. And they're like, what? There's not, where's the circuits? Where's this? Where's that? And it's like, nope, you're just gonna be squatting, a lot.
You would really have to, like for the average person, have to really change your total mindset of life.
Yeah.
Who are you friends with?
Right.
What is going on? And that change is not going to happen overnight.
Yeah.
And this is why a lot of people fail because they go 1 or 2 months.
And
then you had I think someone was telling your brother or whatever about like, I have to give up everything to be around my friends.
It was a story that they overheard where someone was talking to a personal trainer and they chose a different priority. They actually chose to drop the personal training in respect for like their friends and stuff because they were like, the goal that I want isn't obtainable with the friend group that I have, essentially is what like the story boiled down to.
But also, did the trainer portray an idea of like, you have to give everything up, or let's make
who knows, right? Changes, who knows? Yeah.
And like that goal you want to attain, maybe you don't get it in 3 months, but maybe a year from now, or 2 years from now.
There's a lot to that conversation, right? And it's like from the outside, you're like, oh my God, this person's so lazy. They chose drinking over blah, blah, blah. But we literally know zero about it, right? But I think the thing is that this happens a lot, right? And it's less about having to choose and more about the realization a lot of people end up having, where I've had conversations with clients and I'm like, look, if you want to do this, like you can't really go out drinking all the time or going out all the time or smoking or whatever, like, and they're like, oh, but then that's all I do with my friends and stuff. And I'm like, I don't really know what to tell you. Like, I'm not telling you go find a new friend group because that's kind of insane. But like,
no, I would have told you like go fuck off.
But it's one of those things
maybe
that
hang out less.
Yeah, or you just have to sit and if they really are your friends, you should be able to tell them like, I really want to get this goal. Like, I'm probably gonna pull back, from hangouts and stuff.
Or you hang out, but you have like a 0-calorie soda.
It's funny because
to change the way you're not drinking with them, but you're drinking something.
Camille and I were talking the other day about some of our friends and stuff like that. And
whoa, no friends outside of here.
Yeah, what are you talking about, friends? But it's like we were talking about friends in the past that we've had who have like either gotten pregnant or done things, and it's like, oh, they can't really drink as much, right? Or not as much. They shouldn't be drinking at all. But
I thought you meant like after they have the baby, like
right.
they got pregnant and had
no. So like during pregnancy, and Camille was talking about a lot of the friends that she has, and she was like, man, a lot of them just stopped hanging out with all of us, you know, and just like didn't do anything anymore. And I was like, well, you know, they probably feel maybe a little isolated because they can't like go out to like hang out or do things. But she was like, why can't we just like hang out and not drink? Like, why does that have to happen? Why can't we just do whatever?
I think that's where the interpretation's wrong.
Yeah.
Because maybe they're just like, I don't want to bog down you because
right.
you can't drink, and then I don't want to bog down you because I'm going to be with my kids.
Yeah, and so that was a big.
There's like a
lot of context,
context and conversation that needs to happen.
Yeah, because I was telling her that too. I was like, well, there's probably more to it too. Like they may feel tired, or they just feel like, you know, a lot of women complain about not feeling like themselves. They don't feel like they're in their own body. Like they don't really want to go out, you know. And I was like, there's probably a lot to it, but I do agree that there is kind of that stigma around of like, oh, well, if we all hang out together, all we're going to do is drink and, you know, do whatever. And it's like, we don't really have to do any of that, you know, like, or you shouldn't have to do any of that.
You know, and I wrote this note, it was going to be later, but perfect transition is, I think the reason a lot of relationships fail is the way people interpret and use information.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And I think that's this big miscommunication, or thinking someone means this and that and looking too much into something versus actually talking
guilty
through it.
Of doing this. Yeah.
And I was literally watching like Seeking Sister Wives, and you could read body language.
Oh yeah.
You see words that they're saying, but like, do they really believe in those words, or are they just appeasing their partner?
Saying, yeah.
And it's just really interesting that we are not supposed to judge, but all we do is perceive and predict.
I also, you know, I've been thinking a lot more about how much like body language, I think, relays more of a bigger picture, right, of what's being actually said. Yeah. I don't know if I was talking to you about it or if I was talking to another client, but I was watching another show kind of similar to yours called Poly Family.
Okay.
You should check it out. It's unfortunate because like the series is never gonna be like completed, but it's just a nice like look into it anyway. It's about two married couples who are dating each other. Okay. Now, but here's the thing: the guys aren't dating and the girls aren't dating.
It's just full swaps.
Yeah. Okay. And so, but it's weird because you watch it and you're like, these guys hate each other. Like they do not like each other. I think there's even a scene in it where they say that if they weren't in that situation, that they wouldn't be friends or they wouldn't interact with each other. And I was like, like why are you guys even in this situation? Yeah. Because you talk about it or they're appeasing the situation, right? Because maybe they're, you know, as guys, you're like, well, when am I ever going to get two girls, you know, all the time? So I'm just going to do whatever I need to like make this happen. Right. But there's a lot, you know, and the communication and how people relay information. One of our couples therapist, I remember she like said something funny. She was like, I don't know how many divorces happened before the invention of emojis. She was like, because so many things get miscommunicated through text message because a lot of people nowadays, right, communicate through text. It's a primary form of communication.
It'd be a perfect example is like, I'll say, oh yeah, I'm good. And then I really am good, but because I didn't put an exclamation point,
right,
or I didn't put an emoji afterwards,
or you put a period,
yeah, and then all of a sudden Amanda's like, oh, he's upset.
Shit, he's pissed.
He's not really
yeah. And it was funny because I was like, damn, I never really thought of that, you know. But so many things just get miscommunicated, and then we read tones, or we may even with body language, right? I talk with my hands a lot, you know, and maybe somebody will read that as aggressive, right? But I'm just like expressive or something.
Do you know what this is?
So, like cut it out.
No, it's like a
chop
taco.
chop.
I want a taco. See the taco shell, and then put the meat in
the taco. Okay.
Or it could mean cut something up, or it could be.
But that's a good example, right? It's like so many. I could do one thing, and it's going to be interpreted 6 different ways by a bunch of different people. You know? Yeah. Wrap it up. Let's go.
This is curly fry.
Yeah.
This is tornado in this direction.
But even with little things like that, right? So if it's hard to communicate just like that, imagine, you know, within relationships and stuff, how hard it is to kind of talk to each other.
Yeah. And I'm just like, I'm seeing this more and more. I look from a psychological piece and stuff, and like I've seen these red pill, blue pill guys, these guys that are on the internet. I think all of them are about to die off soon because all they do is speak, like trying to tell you how to live your life versus actually solving the issue and like, how do we communicate with each other? How do we talk to each other? I know you want more of a traditional lifestyle, but we can't do it because financially or these very nuanced things are not on there.
Everything is contextual, man. And there's so much that you have to take into consideration whenever, dealing with any situation. And it's just, you got to take the time. Nothing is black and white as much as we would love it to be, right? Everything is some shade of gray.
In the finance world, I'll give you a perfect example is, I remember asking my brother, and I read a lot on the internet. They're like, always pay the highest interest first. I talked to my brother about it. He's like, well, for some people, I would give them advice, pay the lowest amount. So that way you get rid of that bill. And sometimes it'll lead to like a, like a, what do you call it? Waterfall effect?
A domino?
Domino effect.
Yeah.
Like one starts knocking another. That's the reason I'm almost done with my student loan. It's because I started with the lowest. I did the opposite, but then I started putting more money into the high interest because I was already taking it out.
Yeah.
And it makes just,
there's so many ways to like deal with finances and stuff like that.
Frenches?
I was going to say financials and then I said finances and then I said finances.
Finances? Fiance?
Please, nobody. I said girlfriend the other day talking to one of my clients and he was like, fiance. And I was like, whoops. But yeah, there's so many, like I've heard of, what's the other one? Like a snowball effect. Yeah. And it's like, because we can't deny like the mental aspect of everything, right? And it's like, hey, sometimes just seeing your debt just like boop, disappear. I'm paying off the ones that's $100, $200, whatever. And maybe that's not the brunt of my debt, right? But seeing that I'm making progress and doing it, builds my confidence, builds my ability to keep doing it, wanting to keep doing it, working hard. And then, overall that leads to better, where as if maybe if this person started with the biggest one and they're just like, it's been 5 years and nothing's changed, forget it, and then they just give up.
Yeah. And let's talk about like mental health. It's good to be. It looks like it's becoming worse and worse because OpenAI.
Oh yeah,
dude, that video was crazy,
dude.
And then I looked up statistics. I'm like, this is happening a lot.
So I saw one the other day that focused on just a single guy, and he was saying that he was like talking to OpenAI or ChatGPT or whatever, and he was like convinced that he had figured out some mathematical formula that was going to like change the world. And he just became like so disillusioned with this idea. And he was like, I got to contact the government. Like I got to do like, because AI was just telling him over and over, like, no, this is real. Like you figured something out that other people don't know. And from the outside perspective, right, we sit here and we're like, oh, how stupid, like this guy's so dumb. How could he think, whatever. But it's like, I don't know. What if I created the perfect workout program, right? And ChatGPT is like, oh my God, this is something that no one's ever done, right? And then I'm like, oh shit, I got to sell this, right? And I think that we maybe don't see ourselves in the same, seat, so to speak. But it is scary, but we see people getting disillusioned a lot. Not even with this, but like with relationships with AI.
And like, it's crazy. People are putting in there, like, how do I win this argument? To put their points. To people putting like, they're using OpenAI as a relationship, and then it's like confirming everything that they're doing, and and they're right.
There's always it's like
it's scary.
There's this meme that I see that comes around every once in a while, and it's like the stupidest person is being told you are so right by ChatGPT right now, and it's like, yeah, a lot of people are being told stuff, and it's a little concerning,
So the other day, I was on social media and there's a guy I really like, and he brought up like, oh, we don't talk about cardiovascular health and the difference between gender, but we talk about this, and this, because cardiovascular health affects men more than women.
Right. Yeah. It's like heart disease and things. Yeah.
And I was thinking that I think our big problem as people is we keep on going against each other instead of saying like, look, we should just fix this issue for men and talk about just men. We have to bring up women too, or women have this issue. We should just talk about, and then we talk about men, and men are the reason or whatever, yada, yada.
Yeah.
If it's Hispanic or Black, we should just be like, this group of people are having an issue.
This is what's happening.
How do we fix that issue?
Yeah.
Versus comparing it to somebody else, or because I'm talking about men, I'm taking away from women, or if I'm talking about this race, I'm taking away from
Here's
other
like
races.
a perfect example of how that, I don't know, seeps its way into like real life. The other day, nobody probably knows this, but it was National like Men's Day. And one of the accounts that we follow like was posting about it. And I was like, I'm scared to put this on my story. I don't want to, because I was like, if I do it, I'm sure someone is going to be like, "Oh, men don't need a day. You know, they get every day. You know, it's you're putting
men
women
have problems,
down."
Women have problems.
Yeah, and I was like, I'll just send it to myself, I guess. But it's kind of a bummer, you know, because it's like we can't even talk about this or whatever. But if it was National Women's Day, I'd post it and feel fine, because no one's going to tell me anything about that. Yeah, or a whole month or whatever. Yeah, but it's like, you know, it's those types of things where it's like, why can't we just talk about? In the same way for women too, or minorities or not minorities. Like,
I mean, white people have problems too. Like, I think that's the thing too, right?
Yeah.
We assume all white people have.
Yeah, like sometimes food is like too spicy.
But at the end of the day, I mean, I think more equality comes from like how much wealth do they have? That's more of a problem than race, than gender, than
right. Yeah.
From a standpoint of getting things done. If we look at those numbers, I guarantee you they're pretty consistent across the board. Who has the most cardiovascular disease, who has the most cancer cases, because they can't get early detection and a lot of help and resources.
Yeah.
They're stressed. I bet you that causes most problems versus race, gender,
anything else you think about. Yeah.
All right. Before we go into the studies, I want to know, do you have any fitness predictions for this next year?
For the future, I think. Let me see. Let me put my thinking cap on.
Well, you have a cap. It's called your hair.
Yeah. It's my antenna. I'm getting information right now. I think that we're going to see a influx or more pay out of pocket fitness related things. So like it's going to become a lot more accessible to just get GLP-1s. It's going to be a lot more accessible to go see a concierge doctor. It's going to be in your gym. You know, there you're going to see it more.
I believe the consumer is going to get a lot smarter this time.
Yes. Yeah.
I think we're over the hump.
I was looking at stuff the other day because I was looking at pricing of my mental health medication. And I was looking at Mark Cuban's website, Cost Plus Drugs is what it's called. And I was like, how much does my medicine cost on here? So I'm looking, blah, blah, go through. And I was like, all right, for a 90-day supply, so for 3 months, it was $25. Okay. For my 6-month prescription from the place that I go to now, it's a little under $300. So I was like, for 6 months, I could pay $50. For 6 months, I could pay $300.
Wow.
And I was like, where else can I go that has different prices? And it's one of those things where I was like, I don't even feel like I'm getting really good like service at the place I'm at right now. Like, I don't really feel anything. So why wouldn't I just go direct and buy it? Now, unfortunately, you still have to have like a prescription and stuff like that. And I'm really hoping, I'm really hoping at some point in an ethical way that we can like do away with that, because it's for certain things. Yeah. It's a little bit hard because I'm like, okay, I don't really have a primary care doctor. Right. So for me to get a prescription, I don't really know how. And I'm like, okay, do I have to go see a psychologist? Do I have to go see a primary care? Like, who do I have to go get prescribed this medication from? And then I have to get them to send this prescription to this company. Right. And it's like, some doctors won't do that. You know, I don't like that place, or, you know, we don't deal with them or whatever. And it's like, fuck, man, like in Mexico, I can just go buy testosterone off the shelf. Like, I'm about to fucking take a little trip.
I really think like you like Mexico, as long as they're keeping up with your data and who you are.
Yeah.
That you're not over purchasing.
Right.
You should be in charge of your own health.
Yeah.
Right. I do think my prediction, not next year, but in 4 years.
Yeah,
or
I guess
so
I shouldn't say
that
next year. In the future,
insurance is literally
gonna blow up. Yeah,
the healthcare system is gonna blow up.
I think that's what like we're both getting at, is because I can see it, I can feel it, I deal with it, right? We both do.
Talk to people about
it. With like compounding pharmacies, and there's a lot more access coming around. It's not perfect yet, right? Like I said, I can still get this cheap medication, but there's still a couple hoops I have to jump through. And I'm hoping that at some point, like you said, we get to be able to be a little bit more in charge of it for a reasonable price.
Pharmacists go to school and they could see how much you're doing.
Yeah.
They're smart individuals. Why not give them more power?
Yeah, it is kind of weird because I think about my friends who are pharmacists or whatever, and I'm just like, what's your job? Like, you just like count pills and put them in a bottle? You know, like I'm probably really simplifying that. Yeah, but it's like, why can't I just go to the pharmacist, right? And say like, hey, I already take this medication. I've been prescribed it. Like, I'm just trying to get more at a reasonable price, without having to go through my doctor and get a prescription every fucking, 30 days, which is just a hassle.
Also, like, depending what the drug is too, like if you already got it prescribed, you should be able to be like, say testosterone, for example. Well, you're seeing I have a 10-week supply. If I don't come back for another 9 weeks, then I should be able to get it. But if I come back in 5 weeks, there's something wrong.
Right. Or I'm selling it or something, right? Like, I don't know. There's ways around this. I just don't think we're like doing it efficiently.
My prediction for next year is I think the gym is going to be busting.
Oh, yeah. Busting.
And I think people are really at that tipping point where I got to take care of my health.
Yeah, man. I mean, we see it now. I feel like there's a new gym opening up every fucking, other month. And
that's here in San Antonio, right?
Yeah. And I do not, not that I was ever paying attention, but like growing up, I don't really remember ever seeing any of that type of stuff.
And it's not so much because they're opening up. I think the type of person that's going into the gym is no longer just this fitness person or this person. Like, I'm seeing way dramatic shift.
Yeah.
Of like everything. I really think that's going to happen. And I think we're at that tipping point where like people are like realizing I need to take care of my health.
Yeah. And it's probably because things are so expensive now.
And then as GLP-1s are in service and people are realizing like I need to keep my bone and muscle mass, that's another driving force to the gym.
Yeah. And I think doctors are waking up to it, whatever, Yeah, you got some money, invest in gyms. I'm not saying that I have a gym that could use investment, but
okay, let's go to the studies. At the University of California, Riverside, microplastics, tiny particles found in food, water, and air, and human tissues may directly accelerate artery clogging, disease, and new research shows the danger may be far greater for males in mice. Environmentally, realistically, doses of microplastics dramatically worsen plaque buildup, altered key vascular cells, activated harmful genes linked to inflammation, all without changes to weight or cholesterol.
Oh, so there wasn't even any like markers.
There are no other markers. Look, they're going to cause inflammation and stuff like that. And we already know this, right? They're everywhere.
Yeah.
So we need to figure out a system to get it out. But what can you do to actually help with this is working out, right? Like getting your body to quote unquote naturally detox, lower calorie consumption so that your body can withstand it a little bit more and not over consume. Those are like things that you can actually do without doing other extreme stuff where you have to change like plastic to glass.
Right.
And stuff like that. You hear those all the time.
Yeah.
Don't touch the paper receipt. Right?
Yeah. And it's like, okay, how much can I like actually do? And also how much is going to be like socially acceptable and not just make me look like a psycho. But I think other things too. Hey, sometimes you gotta look like a psycho, man. But the other things too that I'm wondering is like, I wonder if like doing like plasma or blood donations and then having them like, filter it and do all that stuff is a good way to like cycle it out,
That's a good question. You should look it up.
Yeah, I don't know. But
why do you think like this now? And you could have thought about it before the podcast. Could have looked it up.
Sorry, yeah.
It sounded genius.
Things just come to me in the moment.
Yeah. All right. Study number 2: global surge in ultra processed foods spark urgent health warning. Really, ultra processed foods are rapidly becoming a global dietary staple, and new research links them to worsening health outcomes around the world. Scientists may say Only bold, coordinated policy action can counter corporate influence and shift food systems towards healthier options.
We've given corporations too much power in too many ways.
Well, I do admit you have to own up, but there's also systems in play. There's influences in play. People think they make their own decision. Even us doing this podcast, it's not our own decision, right? Because you're constantly influenced by things outside of it. So rarely are you really having a unique decision. You're constantly getting influenced a little bit, whether it's positive or negative. It depends who you're around.
Yep.
Depends what you're listening to. So like when I talk about the red pill people or all these other people getting starting to get canceled, it's because people are starting to do counter things to it.
Yeah.
Right. And I think we're just getting to that counter on a lot of social media.
Yeah.
And we're starting to see these decisions that are ultra processed foods. Now people are starting to realize I need to eat whole foods because they override my system. I just overeat. It's so easy to eat. Once you have ultra processed foods, it's
My brother is currently doing a little meal prep thing right now. And so he's, got all his food that he's making and doing all the same stuff for the week and everything. And I was asking him the other day, hey, how are you doing? How's it feel? And he was like, I don't really know how to explain it, but I just feel better. I just feel a little more clear. I don't feel as bloated, and it's well, you're just eating real food, and not eating, everything else. But even just a simple change like that, right, is enough. And I think that you're right. We're seeing now a counter movement, right, towards what's popular right now. And there's a new sort of group moving in, and I don't know, hopefully we'll see.
You have a whole group that's all whole foods. It's somewhere in the middle to enjoy life really for most people, right?
Yeah, because it's hey, I do want an Oreo.
I do want a cake
for
my birthday.
Yeah, but it's do I need to be eating cake and Oreos every day?
Kind of.
Probably not. No. Probably not.
All right, guys. If you like what we're doing, we're on Apple and Spotify. You can rate and review us. Check us out on YouTube. Leave a comment down below. Subscribe, and tell Nathaniel to donate some hair. Then our website is strengthsolutionspodcast@gmail.com or strengthsolutionspodcast.com. And we have free blogs, guides, programs for purchase. Also, if you're looking for an event in San Antonio that's free, we are doing them on there. strengthsolutionspodcast@gmail.com. Email us, Strength Solutions Podcast on TikTok, Instagram, and Facebook. I'm Strength Solutions Edwin.
I'm Strength Solutions Nathaniel.
Deuces.
See you later, guys.
Deuces.